Hi guys, I'm Kim and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me here again today. I'm here today to film my July budget wrap up. So I'm going to go through all the areas that we went over and under. I'm going to take you through any sinking fund money that we spent. This is also the first month of my half pay as I am officially on maternity leave. I had my little boy Parker Reese on the 28th of June. So if you are interested in hearing about his birth story or anything like that, then stay tuned and keep watching because I will be sharing that video really soon. But until then, yeah, if you want to see how my July budget went, then stay tuned and keep watching. Alright, so Ben and I get paid monthly. I am currently on half pay due to being on maternity leave, and the half pay runs out in December. And Ben is also paid monthly and is getting paid a full income, and we have a line for other income. So for this month we budgeted to bring in $7,216, but we actually brought in $8,543.23. So that was an additional $1,327.23 for the month. Now the additional income for us came from a bit of back pay from Ben's old job. So yeah, it was identified that there was some discrepancies, and yeah, he got a bit of a back pay, so that's where that money came from. So I'm going to talk you through what we planned to spend for the month and what we actually spent. So like I said, this is our first month of my maternity leave kind of pay, so yeah, it was definitely a bit less, and you will see that we definitely overspent in some areas yet again. Alright, so for the debt section, we spent $2,388.48 on the mortgage. We planned to spend $100 on electricity, but we actually spent $330. So that was $230 more than what we planned. Now, this is definitely not ideal, but having said that, this is the first month of having a newborn. So we brought our son home on the 30th of June, and it's been freezing cold here where we live. Some mornings it's been -1, -2. I think there's one morning it was -5, and because we were up at all hours of the night, as I'm sure you can imagine, we pretty much have had the reverse cycle heating running like 24/7 to keep baby warm. As I'm sure you can imagine, being new parents, you're like super paranoid and just want to make sure that your little one is as comfortable as possible. We massively overspent on electricity for the month, but that's okay. I would rather have little one warm, and yeah, this is the peak of winter, so yeah, can kind of talk to it. We plan to spend $100 on gas for the month, and that's what we spent. $60 for water, $200 for our council rates, $240 for Foxtel and internet, $130 for my phone, $68 for Ben's phone. Moving on to insurances and registrations. We spent $87.20 on health insurance, $145.74 on home and contents insurance, $68.08 on my car insurance, $79.08 on Ben's car insurance, $47.13 on my car registration, and $47.13 on Ben's car registration. Our subscriptions for the month. So we spent $17.99 on Canva, $6.99 on Amazon Prime, $14.99 on Apple iCloud, $4 on OnePass, $11.99 on Google Play, $15.99 on Netflix, $11.99 on Spotify, which I just got that email saying that is going up next month, only by $1, but it's going up just like everything else. $14 on Stan, $14.99 on Disney, $15.95 on Xbox. Are you ready to get into the messy part? So our daily living expenses, which is our very variable sort of stuff, yeah, this is where we went over in some areas yet again. So We planned to spend $250 on fuel for the month. We actually only spent $175.52. So that was $74.48 less, which is really good. But having said that, we have a newborn. We were really not going anywhere. Ben was on leave. We were just like in that newborn bubble, staying home, trying to work everything out, like how to be new parents. Parker, our son, only turned 1 month on a Wednesday just gone, which was only 4 days ago. So, yeah, as you can imagine, we're not really going anywhere apart from 2 appointments, newborn photo shoot. There was a few trips to the hospital, and Ben going to work for one of those weeks. So, yeah, pretty low on the fuel consumption. For groceries and household, budgeted $1,300. We actually spent $1,596.27. So that was $296.27 over budget. Once again, we were staying home a lot, didn't really go out. We were not making anything from scratch. We were probably buying some of the more expensive stuff from the supermarket, like the pre-made things that are always that little bit more expensive. I've already increased the grocery budget a couple of months ago, but I feel like it has to be increased again because, yeah, the inflation's just crazy. And also because having a newborn, we have been getting lazy and getting a lot of delivered food as well, just to make things a bit easier. Hence the extra costs on emphasis on the takeout, not so much the dining out, because that didn't happen. But we did plan to spend $300 and we spent $540.41, which was $240.41 over budget for the month. Where we did save is we planned to spend $150 on entertainment and we didn't do anything because we didn't leave the house. We didn't go anywhere. We didn't do anything. Therefore, we didn't spend anything and we were in credit for that, which kind of helps to counteract where we overspent in these areas. Splurge money planned to bring in $721, actually did $751, which was $30 over. So the splurge money is 10% of our total income split between the 2 of us, and it is no questions asked spending. So we did plan to spend $6,610.72 for the month of June. However, we actually spent $7,182.92, which was an overspend for the month of $572.20. A huge part of that is attributed to the electricity, and then the other bits are the dine out and takeaway as well as the groceries. So now moving on to the sinking funds. So we did plan to be able to save $605.28 for the month, and we actually saved $1,360.31. So when I say saved, I mean added to our sinking funds, but you'll see, even though we're adding, we used a lot from our sinking funds this month. So that was a difference of $755.03 more than what we originally planned for the month towards sinking funds. Okay, so moving into how we allocated where we used our funds for the month. Didn't add or take anything from the maternity leave. Didn't add or take anything from our emergency savings or opportunity funds. With the baby fund, we added $650 to it, and we did spend $678.03. I kind of was anticipating that we would be spending a bit of money on baby this month, but it was a little bit more than what I thought. So it was all those things where we got Parker home and we were all excited, and then we started realizing the things that we didn't have that we needed. Or for us, a lot of this money has been spent on feeding stuff. So I had fully planned to breastfeed, and due to having low supply and just a few feeding issues, this just did not happen. So we invested a lot of money and time into trying to find bottle teats that worked for him. We got a formula making machine. I bought a baby carrier. There was things that we purchased that we didn't realize that we needed until baby came. So hopefully this doesn't keep happening and we've really got a lot of stuff that we actually need now, and I think we're a lot more set up for baby, and we've got everything, if not more, because I have a lot of breastfeeding stuff that necessarily I'm not using. So I am still mixed feeding, so he's getting breast milk and formula. It's just I'm not producing enough for him to have breast milk alone. Don't know why I felt the need to justify that, but there you go. AFL Grand Final, didn't add anything, but we spent $4,853.23 for the month. So that was the tickets to get us into the Grand Final. So yes, very expensive, but we knew that cost was coming up, and it's paid. We're going. What we have to do now is pay for the accommodation and the fuel for driving over there, and obviously food and stuff like that, but we've still got a couple of months before that happens. Gifts. So we added $230.31 for the month. We actually spent $363.38. So this was me purchasing gifts for my cousin had a baby this month. My really good friend had a baby this month as well. We had a few birthdays coming up either early August or in July that we've been purchasing for. So yeah, we've kind of been buying gifts quite a bit for the month. Car maintenance, added nothing, used nothing. Christmas, added nothing, used nothing. But I will probably hope to start doing some of that shopping soon. Miscellaneous, I added $50, spent $13.80. Medical, added $200, spent $294.14. So yeah, there was quite a few appointments this month that we had to go to, and our son also had to have a tongue tie release procedure done as well, which had a cost associated with it. Added nothing and spent nothing for dog medical. Same with home improvements, clothing, annual credit card fee, and yeah, so did not spend anything at all for those categories. Dog grooming and food, added 90, spent 90 because the dogs got groomed. Personal grooming, added 140, spent 128. Added nothing and spent nothing to any of these categories, which were garden, ambulance, REA, emergency services, dog rego, and Ring doorbell subscription. So for the month, we added, the $1,360.31 to the funds, but we actually spent $6,420.58, and a huge portion of that was for the AFL Grand Final tickets, hence why we spent so much for this month. So looking at the breakdown of like the summary of where we actually, like percentage wise, spent most of our money for the month. So it was definitely on the debt section. So we spent 31.59% of our income on the debt this month. I knew that number was going to increase because obviously we're getting less income now, but we still have the same outgoings. Therefore, the debt section is going to, show a higher percentage. We spent 2.91% on utilities, 6.27% on insurances and registrations, 1.51% on subscriptions, 30.58% on daily living expenses, 9.93% on the other category, and we added 17.99% to our sinking funds. So yeah, like I said, really happy with that. Didn't have to dig into our maternity leave savings at all, which is good because it just means that it will keep carrying over to following months. And I will quickly run you through our net worth. Our net worth for works by adding all of the assets up and then subtracting our liabilities. So our estimated asset total is $862,545.91 for the month. And our total liabilities are $416,843.48, giving us a current net worth of $445,702.43, which is actually a drop of $2,369.78 for the month. Now, that would have been a positive if it weren't for the fact that we'd spent almost $5,000 on Grand Final tickets. But all good. these things come in ebbs and flows, and it's just how it works. Okay, so that was it. That was my July budget wrap up. So as you can see, we were definitely dealing with a lot less income with me being on half pay than what we're used to. However, we did get a slight bit of extra income that we weren't banking on. But yeah, we still managed to put money towards sinking funds. We did definitely go over in electricity, as you saw. That bill was a lot more than what we anticipated. Bringing home a newborn and running the heating in -5 degrees some mornings here where we live, it definitely bumped the electricity up. We spent a lot in those first couple of weeks on takeaways and things like that, as well as spending a bit more money on groceries. But yeah, overall pretty happy with it. We didn't blow the budget too much, so I will take the win. And I did not have to dig into any of the money that I had saved for our maternity fund this month, which is amazing. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and ring that little bell, and that way you'll get notified of my videos in the future. Anyway, until next time, bye guys.